Hi friends, welcome to another casual garden stroll where we stroll around the garden, see what's happening, and then we don't edit the video. So it's mostly me. It's like being inside my head for a little bit. I thought I'd start down here today because this is not, if you watch the regular Sunday morning videos, this is not the only channel in which you will see this scene here today. I will just leave it up to, many of you watch the same we've got a lot of viewers in common, I think. So many of you may have already seen what was filmed right here. You'll have to go find it. Okay, brief update on garden stuff here. First of all, it's so dry. It is so dry. I'm not alone. I know a ton of other people are dry. I think I even heard people in Philadelphia saying it was dry. And didn't Philadelphia or that area get like all spring, like 15 weeks of, was it Philadelphia area? Somewhere got like East Coast area, like 15 weekends in a row or something of rain. And now it's all dry there. So basically, I am like moving those sprinklers around again, trying to just keep it's a bad time of year. Hang on, I gotta save my, Darwin is famous for knocking over drinks, and I brought my iced coffee out this morning. Anyway, it's such a bad time of year for things to get dry. Already, I've got trees and shrubs that I planted in spring showing signs of stress. I need to get them as unstressed as possible before winter. I mean, it's nice. We've been having beautiful weather. Yesterday was in the 80s. Today's going to be in the 80s. 10-day shows no sign of, I mean, I'm knocking on wood here, but we're not remotely close to frost yet. Good, thank goodness, because I'm still going to do some fall containers, and when we do that, I better hurry up. This is all to say that I have given up on watering some things, so let me just show you a couple of things that we are saying goodbye to. Well, first, let's look at something good. So this Plectranthus, I lost a big chunk of it, just broke off. It just got too heavy. It still looks fine, but check out the purple bell vine. It looks so good. And if I had tied string up here, it would have kept following that, but I didn't. So it's coming back down now. And it looks so darn good. In fact, here's a big one that's hanging down. So that looks beautiful. This one is always better than the other one, but the other one looks pretty good too. This is what is going away today. The Brugmansia, I am all done babying this very needy Brugmansia, which I knew they were needy going into it, and I knew I was putting it into a pot that was going to be too small for it. And I was happy to keep up with that for a time, but now, I'm all done with daily waterings of anything. So if you need water every day, you don't get to hang out anymore. So, and I'm not going to overwinter it. I'm being very particular about what comes in this year. A lot of stuff is not going to make the cut. And I feel totally okay with that. I asked a few people if they wanted it, if they wanted to overwinter it. I got no takers. And so it's headed for the compost. And happily so, because it's too dramatic for me. The dahlias are looking so good. Actually, we're going to start this way first. This dahlia right here, ooh, the sun is rough, I always call this one, I just call this neon pink, and I tell you all the time, I don't know what this one is. I haven't actually put a lot of work into figuring out what it is either. It came in a pack of Proven Winners bulbs, I don't know, a couple years ago, and it wasn't named, and in like a mixed pack, and it's great. I was actually just telling someone the other day that, I've got 3 or 4 big clumps of this. It was a great tuber former. I probably won't dig them all up because I don't need 20 tubers of this. But it's a really good one, and this is not staked. So just now it's starting to kind of encroach on the path, but that's a, 40-inch tall dahlia that is not staked and standing up pretty darn good, especially considering it's been dry. Here, I'll turn it around so you can see it this way because it's so I mean, just look, I do call it neon pink for a reason. Kellyanne is just blooming like crazy, and well, she's flopping a little bit. I mean, so pretty. The flowers don't have a lot of pink in them. They're, you know, primarily white right now, which is probably a function of temperature or light or whatever, because end of the season dahlias start looking different. But she sure bloomed a lot. You know, I did a pretty good job of deadheading her. There's a lot of cucumber beetles in there right now, which is definitely a drought related thing, I'm certain. I did a pretty good job of deadheading her, and so we got a fair amount of good flowering all at once there. And I was cutting off side buds for a while on it, and then I stopped doing that too. But let's take a look at this container, which might be looking better than it's looked all season now. It just keeps going. The Fats Hedera, I always want to say Fats Shadera, is just going for the gusto, which is a shame because I need to dig it out and bring it in soon. So it's finally got going and just looks so good. But I cut it back quite hard to bring it in because it's not feasible to bring in a 5 foot tall vine. And it's fine, it just reflowers. But everything looks so good. And you guys know that I am not a fan of repeating containers, but it might be a crime not to redo this one because I couldn't be happier with everything that's happening here. The droopy draping begonia on the one side did not develop as well as the one on the other side. Probably maybe there's more sun on that side or something, but anyway, a lot of people ask about the sun exposure on this. So this is facing west, but because, I mean, when you look this way, I mean, there's just trees all over. So especially at this time of year, there's not a lot of sun that comes through. You get a little filtered sun. And then in summer, when the sun is higher in the sky, it'd probably get a shot of maybe 3 or 4 hours of later day sun, I would say. But now the sun's so low in the sky that it doesn't get much. But so it's like west facing, but it's also like super bright shade. So it's no direct sun on it, but it's very bright around it, if that makes any sense. And this guy, actually, the Citrix Portofino, Iconia Portofino Citrix Begonia, still just going strong. And the Medusa's still eating everything alive. I think we'll walk this way and then we'll come back to the patio. Lots of zinnias, lots of orange zinnias still, which is great. Looks like that dahlia could use some deadheading, but all of these dahlias are looking pretty good here. This is my Thai Giant Colocasia looking absolutely wretched. It is part of a competition and I definitely lost. We had struggles. Quick Fire on the right and Firelight on the other side, both looking amazing. Autumn Joy Sedum down there. It is so, I mean, this area, I think I watered that once in the past week, like deeply. Oh God, I'm seeing a plant that needs rescuing over there too that I forgot. Oh dear. Banana looking good. He could use some water too though, and he's listing a little bit. A little bit of lean there. These hostas look just incredibly sad. But the rest of this bed looks, I think, pretty good. Some of this stuff, like this Mahonia soft caress, that will not overwinter. I will see if that Carex Everest overwinters. It'd be great if it did. That's a beauty. It's borderline hardy for me. About 50% of the time, the ones in that series will overwinter. I mean, look at how, you know, the bugs really go after the hostas the second they start getting stressed. Meanwhile, over here, Cornell Dahlia looking great. So you guys know that I quite like ball-shaped dahlias. And then a couple of years ago, I was like, Erin, you gotta have something other than ball-shaped dahlias. So I started buying no more ball dahlias. And then I cut them and I bring them in. You guys, they keep so long in a vase. They all look so good together. And I was like, oh, I gotta get more ball dahlias. So this is Cornell Bronze, and that's Cornell, the kind of magenta one. They need some deadheading over here too, although I got a lot of stuff to do, so deadheading is admittedly a little bit low on the list. Oh, you're gonna see a video about this garden, so we won't talk about that. I see a little bit additional deer damage here. I better get around with the deer repellent again today on the flowerful hydrangeas, but they're still putting up a few little blooms, which is quite interesting. Look, there's a very sleepy bee on there. But the white flowers are new flowers, which I don't ever remember Annabelle doing that, continuing to put up flowers throughout the year. I think that's new. I have to sing the praises as usual of Calamintha, Montrose White, which is the frothy bit at the front there. It's probably 3/4 of the way done blooming, but it's been blooming now for maybe 2 months, and it's still looking great. By the way, we don't really have any, we've just the first tinges. Oh, hang on a second. Darwin, stop. We have just the very first tinges of fall color happening at the very top of that maple tree, and I'll back up, and I think I see some up there, but we'll back up and get a better view of this tree, which turns beautiful. And I guess this Japanese maple is just starting to turn too, but otherwise, no fall color happening yet. With the drought, we might not get good fall color. That is part of the deal. The hardy begonia grandis. This is Alba. It's looking great. Please be happy this winter. I'll try to cover that up and give that some mulch as we go into winter. Oh gosh, it is a bright sunny day and just beautiful. Gosh, bright sunny day and beautiful, but hard to see on camera, huh? Campfire marshmallow Bidens loves the cooler temperatures. Look at how it's blooming. You can't even see the mangaves that are in there anymore. And I keep cutting them back so you can see those mangaves. You can't even see them anymore. So that bloomed pretty well, and I would say but it is looking the best it's looked all year. So something to keep in mind. I do love that plant. Something to keep in mind, though, that it tends to look like a little slightly cooler temperature. At least that's been my experience. There's Bloomquist Jean way up there, looking crazy. Look at how all the buttercup dahlias have started doing what I wanted them to do. This is what I envisioned they would look like all summer long. I am so enamored with it though, and as I think about what I might do on this front border, I might not grow, I don't know, I was gonna say I might not grow other dahlias here, and maybe just grow these all along here with something in between them, like castor bean or something maybe, and just eliminate this row of dahlias here because it was so disappointing this year. On the other hand, I still want to grow things like that crazy Bloomquist Jean over there, and so then those would be growing over in the vegetable garden, which is not the worst. Still enjoy them and cut them for flowers, but this is not a dahlia that can stand alone because I'm not going to drive a 10-foot stake in the ground. Here's some more of that Bloomquist Jean popping up here. Sorry, it's just the camera is super fried out, but look, it's coming up through the window box there. She wants to be tall. Window box is looking, well, can you tell there's a window box under there anymore? Not really. I love that the Fiona Sunrise Jasmine has gone bonkers up there. Okay, let's look at these dahlias because this is so pretty. So things I'm loving here right now. So this is Holly Hill Pinky. Then back there is Valley Porcupine. And what I'm loving is, first of all, I like the peach and the orange together. I will do this again actually. But I also love the fact that behind that is Persicaria Orange Fields. And so, which is not orange, it's pink or salmon colored. And so you get this same color, but different flower form. And that is a look that I have been liking more and more and more. Keeping the color the same, but using different shapes of flower. Speaking of sleepy bees, are you awake, man? Hello? Hello? I think he's like sound asleep in there. Not ready to wake up yet, I guess. The front edge here is, I mean, I would rip this out if it was just anything other than dirt because it's looking pretty terrible, but it's fine. It's better than nothing there. There are so many bees around right now. Unbelievable. Let me back you up here so you can kind of see the full effect of this. So this is all Crichton honey in the front, and then you get the pretty pinks over there. And then I don't know what dahlia this is, but I really like it. I got to look up what I ordered this year. I really like that dahlia. Let me zoom in for you on that. There's a bee in that one too. It's a big single with those edges kind of curled in. I think it's really pretty. Let me get you back to one here. Okay. Then, Sandia Brocade has done so well this year. Glad I saved that one. Again, we haven't deadheaded, so don't pay attention, but isn't it pretty? And then, I walked by a bunch of these before. Here's Polka. It's weird and wild. You gotta have a few weird ones in there, right? And then as we come around this way, this is, I think, this is a labyrinth, part of the labyrinth series. Or is this Cafe au lait series? It's neither one of those, but I think it's like Royale or something, or there's like, again, I gotta look at what I ordered because I know it's new, but it just started flowering. It's kind of a lavender-ish color. It's quite pretty. Oh, other things that are going away? That guy. ASAP. Today. All done watering him too. Oh God, I'm looking to the left. I'm not even gonna show you how bad the watering situation is over there. I know you wanna see it, but I'm not gonna show you. By the way, these plants look great still. And they need water every day, but if they get it every other day, they don't complain too much about it. And then toad lilies are blooming. Tricertus. I think this is Mikasa hybrids, I think. Always love these because they look like orchids. And they're so wild. I have a bunch more. I don't know if they bloom as well as this one, but this is the oldest grouping of them here. Persicaria really shines this time of year. I think this one is called amethyst something. I was not really expecting it to be this sort of magenta color. I guess I thought it was going to be amethyst. I think I got this at Northwind. Anyway, it's pretty, and actually the color is nice over here. It's good color over here. I planted a lot of foxglove in here that I grew from seed. And I think it's Dalmatian peach, so theoretically they are first year bloomers. Hopefully they all come back next year. It'll be quite pretty in here if they do, because they obviously didn't bloom this year. And then Autumn Bride Heuchera is blooming quite a bit here, which is just really pretty. Love that texture. And speaking of castor beans, the castor beans I stuck in the ground pretty late in the season look great right there. I mean, not in a lot of sun, obviously, and still doing great. This is what's making me think I should put those at the front. Like in that front border next year, do, you know, a purple castor bean and just that buttercup dahlia. What is so interesting in there to you? He keeps coming over here, and he's all sniffy over here. I don't know what's going on. Darwin, hey, come on. I don't know, doesn't seem to be bothering anything, but, and I think you can see it better from here. The banana in the pot is huge. And now it's just a matter of, you know, keeping it watered to see how big I can get it before it comes out. I don't think I'm gonna save that one. I will save the other one because it is the original banana, but these are getting to be easier and easier to find every year. And so originally I was saving these because I wasn't sure I'd be able to get them again. clearly this one grew from, you know, the size I bought it at in a pot. It was, I don't know, 30 inches tall or something, usually something like that, to this size in a season. I think, now the price has gone up. The first time I bought one of these, it was like 35 bucks. I think this year it was 45 bucks. Still worth 45 bucks. And to not have to store two of them, I told you I'm getting pretty picky about what gets stored. So I'm pretty sure this one is not gonna come in, but I always have this FOMO, so you never know. By the way, look at how pretty the compost wheelbarrow looks like. All this is heading to the compost. You gotta love fall when even the compost is pretty. Yeah, it's huge. Oh, and the mangave flower from Bad Hair Day is, well, it's still kind of got flowers at the tip, but it's wild. It's wild looking. And everything over here, well, like you can tell, like these dahlias are starting to get powdery mildew because they're so stressed because they need water, which is always weird. You wouldn't think that plants that need water would get powdery mildew, but they do. Yeah, and so I guess I'm kind of at the point here where I have to start making decisions about what's coming in and what's not. But looking at the forecast, I think I have a little time, which is good because I'm actually heading out of town this week. So I don't really have a lot of time to make decisions this week. This is a dahlia that I grew from seed. It's an All America selection, and that's where I got the seeds from. And I should figure out the name of it because it's very good. If you like, I mean, the foliage is as close to black as I've seen on a dahlia. I mean, even more so than the HS series, I think. And if you like kind of orangey red flowers, which is what these are coming out as, and those are not staked. I mean, they might flop a little, but a little lean is okay. So nice garden dahlia, I would say. Very pretty foliage. And if you like that color of flower, that's quite pretty too. Okay, I think that's the highlights. And I'm purposely skipping some of the lowlights because you guys would be appalled at the watering situation. All right, that's the end of this casual garden stroll. Thank you so much for watching. Things in the garden are going to start changing quickly here, mostly for the worse. But that is what happens at this time of year. A quick programming note. I have probably 6 or 7 videos in various stages of editing, not counting this one. So I'm going to spend a good amount of time today catching up on editing. And there is a good chance that there will be a lot of videos going up on the channel this week. More so than usual. So keep an eye out for those. And I hope you can catch some of those. I think there should be some interesting ones in there. And you might want to keep an eye on Jim Putnam's channel too. All right, have a great day in your garden, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.